Okay, so now we've put in our first welcome material saying start here. We didn't put a message in really above, but if we put a message in just to show you what happens, we can go back and edit and say, hello, welcome, and I'm not going to put any more than that. Still in the same topic, click save. The one drawback to this is that, and you can see there's where you would type, is the issue is that once you post, um, putting it into draft format is nigh impossible. So you would have to delete it and start again. So if you're somebody who doesn't want some people to see everything, like in the module 2 of the course you're in, you'll notice that you're not seeing everything right away. And the reason being is I want you to understand, you can see the top and the references, but that's it. Um, that's just the way you can set up courses so that you can schedule when things show up for students. And this is really meant more for face-to-face because you know each day what's going on, and you can schedule out, this is going to show up this day, this is going to show up this day, this is going to show up this day. But if you can't do that in an online course, it's really more of an asynchronous situation where you've got to think about giving them all the information and allowing them to um, pick and choose and work their way through it. And in classroom, you can't really limit what they can get into and what they can't. So it's a little bit more difficult. In some other learning management systems, you can actually limit. You can guide them through a path, and you can actually make the path have branches and all sorts of fun stuff. But for this one, you can't. I digress. So anyway, moving on, we're going to create some more things. We're just moving our way up here. A question is like a discussion forum. So we're going to put, and again, putting words in to signify this is what you need to do for this thing. For example, you could put discussion. And if you've noticed, I'm trying to do that in the course. And then please answer the question. So this says right up here, question, but you can put the question in the instructions as well. So tell me a little bit about yourself, say. Okay, and if you want, you can add material to the question as well. Things to be aware of is down here it says how much it's going to be worth. So let's say I'm going to make it worth 10 points. I don't have a due date for this. The topic is again in the welcome section, and there's two choices here, and you're going to see me drop out. Is the students can reply to each other, and students can edit answers. So you can do that if you wish. And you'll notice you have the same choices up here of schedule, save a draft, or discard draft, or ask. Ask means post it so students can see it. So we'll post that one, and we'll come back. And again, like I said in the last video, we'll go through all these and what it looks like as a student as well. And some tips and tricks in that one. So that's posting a question. Okay, you're not going to get to see all versions of what it looks like, but just to start with, because what happens in these questions is students, and notice again, and this is me messing up, is you have to build your sections backwards, or you're going to have to get used to dragging and dropping, because whenever you post in the topic, it takes the most recent post and puts it towards the top. And if you want to work from the top down, that's what I typically do. You'll have to reorganize things, which is fine. Okay, next one here is a quiz assignment. So now on a quiz assignment, what happens is it automatically creates a Google form for you, and you can click on it and go to it. So let's just call this test Google form. You could put instructions, answer the questions. You're not going to see this next part, but I'm going to go, and I can make it a lockdown quiz, which I'm not this time. I'm going to go to the blank quiz really fast and just put a question in of your name, like that, and make it a required question. Answer key, I'm just going to make it worth 1. And then I'm just going to be done there, like that, and I'll come back. And so I have made the blank quiz. I'm going to name it tell me, I'm going to name it to Okay, so tell me about you. And so that's our quiz. You can see this little checkbox here which says grade importing. What that does is when you mark the grades and grade the quizzes in the quiz, it will import the grades into Classroom, which isn't, some people don't like that because Classroom doesn't put stuff into our grade system. However, they are working on putting it into getting Classroom grades to go into the grade system. I don't know if that's going to come this summer or not with all the other things that have happened, but at some point it will. Just like this rubrics down here has come in where you can build rubrics. We're not going to go into that for this beginning building of course, but literally you can build a rubric and reuse rubrics in here to grade assignments, which is a really good way to grade assignments that are more technology based, but that's a whole different discussion. So I'm just going to assign this now. And again, I'm doing it backwards. So here's my test Google form. So I'm putting it down there. So hopefully you're getting the ideas. I would say start here. Here's a discussion question. Here's a test. So you can, if you wanted to, you could get them to go through each one of these different things in the welcome section so they get used to using each one. And you can talk about it in the discussion question itself of, were there any questions? Do you see any problems? And you can teach them how to use Google Classroom effectively. Okay. When we get done in our next video, we will do the assignment task, and I'll start showing you some other things in terms of people and grades, and then we'll be done. So, and then, like I said, the last video, I'll go into I have a test student in here, you'll see that, and I'll show you what it looks like for them. All right.